Hi, beautiful people. So, I came back. I know I look wild. I am tired because I'm just tired. I thought I would, I was gonna try to, I already tried eyebrows in the last video. Um, Maybe I'll just sit here and talk and not even try to put on nothing because I don't feel like putting on a whole face. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I just wanted to make a video talking about the GoFundMe. So for like the last I'll just say year, like for the last couple of years, like I've like always been hurting, but I just move past it and keep it moving and just don't think twice. But for the past year, it has been getting so unbearable. Some days are just so bad that I just don't know how I'm going to make it. But I make it, you know, because that's who I am. But some days I don't want to get out of it. If I didn't have these kids, I'm not going to lie to y'all, I probably would not get out of bed. I would probably wallow in my pain and just not even attempt to move. But because I have kids and responsibilities, I make myself get up every single day and I do the best that I can do. But because of my pain with my body and, you know, every doctor I've been to so far, they just say it's my weight. I feel like it's more than just my weight because I hurt on the, and not just on the outside, like I hurt on the inside. Every part of me hurts. The only things that don't hurt are my ears, my eyes, my nose, my mouth. Like my neck, my shoulders, my arms, my elbows, everything. Like I didn't even know your elbows could hurt. And I think my elbows, arms, and you know all that hurt because my power steering pump is going out. And I have to, you know, when it goes out, you have to it's like it's too much. And but when I tell you everything hurts, like some days it's so unbearable that I just cry silently. And then I get really quiet and I go inside of myself because just because I'm having a bad day, I don't like to put that out into the universe to like make somebody feel like, what's the word, like, you know, like when you're having a bad day, sometimes your negativity can make other people have a bad day, if that makes sense. And I don't try to do that. I try to keep my stuff to myself because when people are having good days, I don't want to put my sadness energy into the, you know, into the atmosphere. And like I love my family and my friends, I do, but they don't experience this, so they can't quite understand how I feel and where I'm coming from. Like, yes, they feel bad for me, but they can't understand the level of strength that it takes to get through each day when you don't want to. They don't realize how hard it is to get up every day and feel like you're living in a body that hates you. You know what I'm saying? People who are in pain all the time get what I'm saying. But if you don't experience that, you just won't understand. Like, I have to tell myself, Shamika, get up. You got responsibilities. You got things to do. But it's so hard. And some days, okay, before I want to say, I don't feel suicidal, so don't take it that way. But some days I wish that the pain would just go on and take me out. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mean it, but that's how I feel. Like, some days this is how I feel, and I feel bad that I feel that way. But some days it's so bad. Like, so I can't breathe, I can't think, I can't. But then I remember I have to get up, go to work, and do what I can do. All I can do is the best that I can do. I'm sure something in my life I've done has led me to all this pain. Like, when you're younger, you do all these crazy things. Like, I used to lift boys for fun. Like, when I was in high school, it was just for fun. And I'm sure stuff like that, or diving, like football players do. Like, we used to do that for fun to see who'd have the best dive. It was like really stupid, but when you're young, you're stupid. I'm just saying. And I'm sure stuff like that has like come back to like haunt me in this life, you know what I'm saying, like in this adult life. But and then since I've always been strong, I've always done heavy things, like heavy lifting heavy stuff, pushing cars for people. Like, I've always done that because I've been strong. And it's like, I feel like all of that has come back to haunt me, or something. Like, I really don't know. But I get up and I get through each day, no matter what. And I have a smile on my face. Some days I can't smile because I just can't. I can't force that smile, that I'm okay smile. I just can't force it. And I'm just silent. And it's not that I try to be mean or rude or disrespectful to anybody, but sometimes I have to keep my mouth closed because I feel like if I open, I'm going to scream. I don't know how to, like, people who are in pain get it, but people who don't, like, if you think about any time you've ever been hurt and how bad it feels, remember, and like, in times that by 100, 7 days a week, it's just, it's too much. But back to what I was saying, the doctor says that's why I've been trying so hard to lose weight. Like, and the crazy thing is, and you can ask anybody in my life, I'm not one of those big people who eat a lot. So I don't understand why I ever got this. I know it has to be what I ate. Because whenever I did eat, it would be a bag of chips or, some candy or something instead of some real food. Like, I'm starting more and more to eat real food because I know your body needs real sustenance and not processed stuff. And it wasn't even like eating out a lot either because I couldn't afford to do that. So it was what I ate and then sometimes I would only eat once a day. Sometimes I would go the whole day and don't eat. Like, sometimes I had stomach problems to the point where I just wasn't hungry. I just didn't want food. I really don't know, but it's just crazy that I gained so much weight. But then I noticed when you start eating regularly like you're supposed to, the weight started to melt off. And I was like, but I'm talking about healthy stuff. I'm not talking about just eating to eat. The weight just melted off. And I was just like, oh, okay. But even with the more weight that I lose, I'm still hurting just as much. Sometimes it's even worse, and I just don't understand. Like, nobody has ran, like, they run superficial tests. Or, does this hurt? Does that hurt? Oh, like that. Like, I just want to know why my body hurts all the time. I don't want to take Tylenol and ibuprofen and Motrin and alternate all the time because that's going to mess up my organs. So most days, except for the days when it's so bad I can't move, but most days I don't take anything. I just deal with it. But some days I'll alternate with Motrin and Tylenol, or I do ibuprofen and Tylenol. But I've noticed that Motrin seems to work better than Tylenol unless I have 800 milligram Tylenol. Ibuprofen, then that works. But I know I went on a long rampage. But I just don't want anybody to ever think that I'm like harsh or unkind, or it's just sometimes the pain gets so loud that I just don't know. But anyways, because my pain is so bad, I can't work 8 hours like I used to. I work 6 hours normally at 5 days a week, and sometimes by that fifth, like the fourth hour, I start really hurting. But by that fifth hour, I'm like, I don't know if it's a pulled something in my back, but in the inside of my lower back, in the inside, it feels like somebody is poking me with a freaking white hot poker or whatever you call those things, like that you put on the fire. Like, it literally feels like somebody's burning me. And it gets like, especially when I go into the cooler at work, it intensifies by 1,000. One day I screamed a blood curdling scream. I had went down to pick up a case of sodas to put them on the shelf, and it felt like somebody just said "bow" with a burn. It was just. But anyways, so I really started to get behind on everything, which that's nobody's fault but my own, and I know that. But it's just like I keep getting more behind and more behind and more behind. And I was supposed to do weight loss surgery this year. I was supposed to save my tax money to do that, but I couldn't end up doing it because I needed to pay off my debts from last year from being behind, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't have enough left over to do that. So I'm hoping that next year I'll be able to do that surgery if I still need it. Because, you know, you have to be out of work for a while, so you have to have money to the side. And I've been trying to find a work from home second job for the evenings, but it's just like they want you to have this degree and that degree, and I just don't, you know what I'm saying? Unless y'all know some work from home jobs, you know, I'm willing to do anything. Just let me know. But it's just hard, you know what I'm saying? It's just hard to stand up all day, and it's hard to sit down, honestly. It's hard to lay down. Like, I can't even lay in my bed for a long amount of time because my hip starts hurting and my back hurts worse and my neck hurts. So, like, I feel like the best I feel is when I'm sitting up straight. I don't know, it's probably not good to be sitting up so straight. I know you're supposed to sit up straight, but the straighter I am, the better my backs feel. I mean, my backs. I have one back. Feels. It's just, I know it's weird. But anyways, I said all that to say, I don't like asking for help. I'm not too proud or anything like that. I just know people go through their own things. They have their own responsibilities. You know, we all are going through things. Things are expensive. But I don't want to lose everything that I have worked for because of me. I don't want my kids to keep suffering because of me. And that's why I made the GoFundMe, because I really need my car fixed and I need to get caught up. Because if not, I know my kids and I will never be homeless, because we have a lot of people in our lives that love us. And if it came down to it, I know my little one could go live with her dad, which I would never want to break up our family, but I just know that there are options. But I want to keep our family together. I want to keep doing what I got to do so that we can be together. And I don't want to lose. I know sometimes you have to lose everything to start over, but I've worked too hard to get to where I'm at. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was. To let it all go away because of me. And you know, that's why I was like, I'm just going to ask. I'm going to do it. If anybody can donate to it, I appreciate it. If you can't, I understand. If you share it, you know, I'll appreciate that. Like, even if it's $1, whatever, because it adds up. But I really want to get my car fixed. And if I can't get it fixed, I want it to, like, try to get another one. Because I need it to, you know, get back and forth to work and to get the kids to where they need to go. And I don't know, it's just, I know it's hard out here for everyone, and it makes me feel bad that I need help, but I just, you know, I need help. And, you know, that's me laying my heart on the table, being honest with y'all, and, you know, I just hope if you did stay around to the end of this, I'm sorry it was so rambly. Y'all know I'm a rambler. and I get sidetracked. Maybe I have ADHD as well, because my little one does. I don't know. But I'm just trying to do the best that I can do. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a single mother. And I've always done what I could do. But I don't want to sacrifice, like, spending time with my kids. Like, I want to have a work-life balance, basically. That's why I don't want a full-time evening job, because then I will never have time for my little one. My oldest one will be fine, because, you know, she's an adult now, but my little one, I don't want her to think mom doesn't want me because she's working day and she's working night. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted a part-time evening job, something that starts like 8, 9 o'clock when she goes to bed. And then, you know, maybe till like 11, 12, 1, you know, I don't sleep a lot anyway, so that would be fine. Because then, you know, I'd go to work at day, we'd have that time until bedtime, and then I could work the evening. But I don't know, it's just a pipe dream, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, if y'all stayed around, I appreciate it. And if y'all are able to help, I'll put the link in the description. Is that how you say it? The link in the description. And if you're not, I completely understand, because we are all going through things. And just so you know, I'm super duper tired. I need some real sleep, or I'm just going to fall out. But anyways, thank y'all. Bye.